Hey guys, hope you're doing well. So I was at work today, excuse the bedraggled appearance, but I was thinking that it would be fun to do like a readathon, drinkathon type of video. So I'm basically going to read and react to a book on camera or as I read it and drink at the same time. Basically, this is just an excuse for me to drink White Claws on camera. But anyway, this is not sponsored by White Claw, and as you can see, I have opened it already, so let's take a sip. So the book I'll be reading and reacting to is Crooked Kingdom. As a reminder, I have read Six of Crows. I have not read this one. Haven't even skimmed through the book, and I usually do and spoil it for myself by accident, and I haven't yet. So way to go me. I have heard a lot about this book, most particularly how it emotionally destroys people, so that's why I have the drink with me. And if I were to make predictions for this book, I think that someone will be dying or getting severely close to death, like it's looming on the horizon. My heart will possibly get fractured, shattered, something like that. But I'm so excited to read about Kaz and Inej and Jesper and Wylan and Nina and Matthias, Maddie? Nina and Maddie. With that said, let's go. Okay, chapter 2, we're introduced to Cornelis Smeet, and why am I not surprised that this guy's a lawyer with a name like Cornelis Smeet? Okay, so I'm on page 38, and first of all, I know there's a lot of things that are not constant in our lives, but the one thing that I'm really glad for, that I know I can always depend on, is Kaz Brecker's absolute ruthlessness and morally gray character. Especially now that Inej is not in the picture. Also, of course, they would have a cemetery as their safe house, not surprised. And Nina, please be okay. I don't like this foreshadowing with her not feeling well. Anyway, I haven't been able to read that much today just because I was finishing another book and I was doing some other stuff, but hopefully tomorrow I can get a good chunk of it read and film some more reactions. Hey guys, welcome back to Read and Drinkathon. Read and Drink Along? Read and Drinkathon. I honestly don't remember what I called it. Okay, anyway, I'm talking kind of softly because my head hurts. And for that reason, I will also not be drinking an alcoholic beverage. I'm winding down with some tea. I also happened to have a margarita during happy hour earlier, so that was enough for me on a weekday. So we are on chapter 9. I believe it's the last chapter before part 2 begins. No, part 3 begins. Yes. Part 2. Yes, it's the last chapter before part 2 begins, and it's Kaz's POV. I believe it's the first time we're getting Kaz's POV since the beginning of the book. And so far, I really appreciate like the trickery in this book. I really like how it's kind of a play on the whole like a magician never reveals his secrets type of thing, because we don't really find out what Kaz has up his sleeve until the other members of his crew do, or until it's revealed in the writing. So I think that makes it really fun to read. I love the dialogue, I love how witty it is, and I'm just really excited that hopefully Inej is about to be reunited with everybody, because it's the least she deserves. Okay, let's keep reading. Wow. So, first of all, I misspoke earlier. I'm now on part 3 and not on part 2. That was part 2. I'm tired. Okay, so for a second I was really paranoid that Nina was gonna get taken away, and I was like, did we really just exchange one for the other? Like, can they just be a group again? Thankfully she wasn't. And wow, oh my god. I really like how it's now connecting with what happened in chapter 1 when those shoe people with the wings were taking Grisha now. And I think it's interesting to see the foreshadowing of Jesper being Grisha and how that might come into play in this book. So things are getting real. Things are getting real. It's just, this book is like so good in terms of how descriptive it is, where it puts you in that setting so perfectly without being like overly wordy. And I love that so much. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. Okay, I'm on page 170. I'm gonna go to bed, but between like the manipulation of the sugar stocks to the plan to get all the Grisha out of Ketterdam and into Ravka, it's like, it's hurting my brain, but in a good way. I don't know. Yeah, it's just, they're good at this heist stuff, and they're like always 10 steps ahead of where my brain is. Okay, so I'm on page 216, and I was reading during my lunch break and I had to stop there. Like, I couldn't keep going because I had so many emotions. First of all, Zoya, hi. I love you. I missed you. Second of all, Wyland's mom is in an insane asylum. Like, okay, I had an inkling that since his dad never let him say goodbye to his mom, like Wyland's mom, she wasn't actually dead, right? But that is next level chaotic. And I got full body chills reading that. Like, full, when Jesper was like, this isn't a hospital, it's an asylum. Yeah, anyway, so that's why I had to stop. It was just getting really good, and I was like, I have to be at home when I read this. I have to be in something comfortable, and I have to have a drink in my hand for this. If this video is gonna live up to its name, now is the time to do it. So I'm gonna grab a drink, and I'm gonna keep reading, and then I will update you guys later, but it's getting so good. Hey guys, it's Friday when I'm filming this. I don't know when I'm going to post it, but it's Friday, so happy Friday. Okay, updates. I am now on page 419, and I read a lot without filming because I just couldn't put it down. Like, my heart was beating so fast, and I was getting so much anxiety when, you know, everyone in the team kind of had their plan compromised because of Pekka Rollins and his gang, and it was so action-packed that I had to keep turning the page and find out what happened next. It was insane. I loved every second of it. I just finished the part where Kaz and Nikolai met and had their conversation, and that was probably like one of my favorite conversations in this book. I love seeing their two masterminds come together. But as I said before, like this dialogue is just so witty and well-paced and clever, and it's truly a pleasure to read. I sound like I'm a teacher giving out comments about their students. Truly a pleasure to teach in class. Anyway, so yes, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how the crew outsmarts both Van Eck and Pekka Rollins, and I'm hoping that there's a happy ending for everybody and that nobody will die, but I don't know. Never say never, right? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let's cheers real quick. Yeah, cheers, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon and I won't be brokenhearted. What? Matthias is dead. He's just dead, that's it. What the hell? He bought her a boat. He named it the Wraith. And he found her family. So I already flipped the page, so I know the last chapter is Pekka Rollins, but that last line is so good. Her heart was a river that carried her to the sea. How poetic. Beautiful. Great ending. Okay, you guys remember in the beginning of this video where I was struggling to pronounce Matthias's name? I just now noticed there is a pronunciation guide in the back, and I now know that it is Matthias. Anyway, I don't want to keep talking about Matthias because if I do, I'll probably cry. But that was like the most satisfying ending to a duology I've read ever. I mean, everything got wrapped up so beautifully, and I cannot get over like how much of a mastermind Leigh Bardugo is and the way she crafts these stories. Like, everything is accounted for. She always makes sure that Kaz is 10 steps ahead of everything. True to his character, really. I mean, this is just a masterpiece. There's nothing more I can say about it. It's every character had their stories and loose ends tied up, and then you see like Pekka Rollins at the end, you know, fleeing out of fear, and that was so satisfying to read. With Van Eck being jailed, Wylan getting the house and his money, and finally all the members of Kaz's crew getting the money that they deserve. I mean, this is such a special series, and I think I'll always have like a place in my heart and my head for all these characters, as weird as that sounds. I'm tearing up. Okay, I need a drink. Yeah, maybe it's the alcohol that's making me tear up. Maybe the drink is a bad idea. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't, there's just, this series is special. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm really sad that it's over, but I couldn't stop reading. There was no way I could put it down today with everything that was happening in the book. I mean, after like the first 2 parts, the rest, like the other, you know, 2/3 of the book is just so fast paced. You cannot put it down. There's so much happening, and you need to follow these characters and see what ends up happening to them. I'm really, really happy with the ending that Kaz and Inej got. I wasn't expecting, you know, a really huge embrace or anything like that. It felt fitting for both of those characters, especially when he showed up to Fifth Harbor without the gloves on, and he clasped her hand and he was willing to meet her family. Like, there's so much about him that changed while he was still being true to himself, because I think if they ended up like embracing and kissing and things like that, like it just wouldn't be true to his character, and it wouldn't be believable because of that. I think Wylan and Jesper, I'm so happy that they got their happy ending, and then obviously, you know, Nina and Matthias. My heart really aches for Nina, but this was fun. We should do it again. Yeah, that was the readathon and drinkathon, and it's Friday night, so I'm just gonna go continue to drown my sorrows in an alcoholic beverage, and I'll check in with you guys later. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And what should be the next book I do this with? Let's not do a book maybe that's gonna make me cry on camera. That'll be good. Let's do a lighthearted book. See you guys. Bye.